All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you so much for joining the Walmart webinar with Deliverr and Zentail. We're going to talk a lot about the Walmart free 2-day shipping program and go into, okay, what is the program? How are the different ways to get onto the program? What are some case studies of sellers on this program? And then kind of going into next steps, how to opt in. With that, we'll talk about a little bit through our speakers. We have Sid from the Walmart team, who will be talking about the Walmart program in general, some of the benefits of the program and how to get on the program. I am one of the co-founders at Deliverr, so I'll be talking about the Deliverr end, which is an option to get onto the program, and what it looks like using Deliverr, which is the fulfillment service here. And then thirdly, we have Michael, another Michael Goldmeyer from Zentail, who will talk about Zentail as a listing tool to help get your products listed on Walmart for this 2-day shipping program. So with that being started, I'm going to go and hand this off to Sid, who can give you an overview of the platform, overview of the program, and how to get started.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Hi, everyone. Hello from sunny California, where it's finally stopped raining after about 2 weeks. So with that, let's start off with a little bit of a background on the program. So fast and free shipping has kind of become table stakes in e-commerce, and it's become expected. So over 50% of customers define fast shipping as 2-day or less. And here at Walmart, we started free 2-day shipping with our 1P or Walmart owned items in 2017. And in 2018, the program was extended to select marketplace sellers. And this year, we're offering free 2-day shipping to all marketplace sellers that meet certain eligibility criteria. So we have millions of SKUs on Walmart.com that already have 2-day shipping tags. And for those that are on there, we're seeing about a 70% lift in customer satisfaction on free 2-day shipping. So let's go into some of the key features of the free 2-day shipping program. So the program guarantees free 2-day delivery within 2 business days. And sellers have the ability to enable the program nationwide or for select regions, in case you're unable to cover the entire 48 region yourself. So with the 2-day tag, you get increased product visibility, and that improves your visibility on search rankings as well as in filter inclusion. And it also helps you show up more prominently on the buy box, which results in improved sales and conversions. And that results in delighted Walmart customers. So let's dig into all of these a little bit more. So starting off with product visibility. As you can see from the screenshot we have on here, the products feature prominently in everything from the search page, as well as browsing through the different items, and then on the individual product pages themselves. From a discoverability perspective, some customers like to browse on the left-hand search, and over there you can see that we have a filter specifically for 2-day shipping. So they're able to look at products that are just 2-day only, and that's another feature that this helps you with your products on. From a buy box prominence perspective, having the 2-day tag helps your products show up on top of other sellers. And Michael will go a little bit more into this and some other ways in which you can improve your buy box prominence, including the Walmart sponsored ads in a later part of this presentation. So how do you participate? There's 2 ways to opt in, and you can choose to either ship yourself and fulfill either nationwide or regionally through the seller fulfilled option, or you can choose to ship with Deliverr through their 2-day nationwide fulfillment. This is our third-party preferred partner, and this is an option in case you're unable to do so yourself. So how does the program work? There's 5 easy steps. You start off with step 1, where you want to check if your account is eligible in Seller Center for the program, and then you request access and enroll. After that, you want to go through some configuration settings for the participating SKUs that you want to get the 2-day flag for. And then you confirm that the tag is showing for those items. And then you're ready to rock and roll. Just manage your orders and track your performance over time. So for those for those folks that are participating through the seller fulfilled option, we want to make sure that you are able to meet our high standards of performance. You want to be able to have an on-time shipping and delivery rate of over 95%, a valid tracking rate of greater than 95%. Your cancellation rate should be less than 1.5%, and you should also have a favorable returns policy. You should have also been on the Walmart Marketplace for a minimum of 90 days and fulfilled at least 100 orders on there. So next up, if you meet these criteria, you can go into Seller Center to enroll in the program. You can do so under Seller Center, General Settings, and then Shipping. You request access, and then once you do so, someone from the team will go into it and review your application, and you'll be approved or denied within 48 hours, and you'll be able to come back into Seller Center and view that. The next step is to configure your program and item settings. So step one, you want to choose whether you want to put all your inventory on the program, your entire assortment, or just specific SKUs. The next step is to enable the regions and states for the SKUs that you've chosen to participate. If you've decided to put your entire assortment on two-day, then you want to select the regions and states within Seller Center for which you want to enable that. You can use the shipping program overrides option to define specific settings at the SKU level. If you decide to do only a selected assortment on 2 days, you again want to use the shipping program overrides option to define the SKU settings. Step 3 is to update your lag time for all participating SKUs. Please remember that this must be set to 0. You can do this in Seller Center using the bulk upload Excel feature or via API, either the item spec API or the lag time API. It's important to note that you should not, please do not update the lag times via the inventory spec, because it'll not trigger the 2-day tags or update the shipping dates correctly, the delivery dates correctly. So once you've done that, you want to confirm that your items that you've selected are showing for the 2-day tag. There's a brief checklist that we've come up with, which involves making sure that you've completed all the steps that we went through earlier. You're enrolled in the program. 2-day shipping is enabled for all the regions and states where you're located for the SKUs that you want to participate. And you also want to set the lag time to 0 for the region that you're participating in. And please note that the cutoff time should be 2 p.m. of the region of 2 p.m. locally. So next, you want to track your performance. You can do this over a variety of different reasons using our dashboard, and you can take a look at it over a weekly period, bi-weekly, or monthly. And you want to check the metrics that we were talking about earlier. These include on-time delivery, on-time shipping, that you have a valid tracking ID, and that your cancellation rate stays under that. You also are able to download these reports. And from a performance standpoint, we will be sending out performance notifications to the sellers that are participating in the program, particularly if you're non-compliant, which means that you fall significantly below the thresholds, and that'll impact your participation. So folks that are non-compliant will be removed from the program for 7 days, and multiple infractions could lead to suspension from the program. So it's important to note that you meet your performance standards. For folks that are participating with Deliverr, they don't have to worry about this, as Deliverr will be managing all of that for you. So with that, I'll hand it over to Michael to talk a little bit more about the program.
All right, so we'll talk about the Deliverr option. So as Sid talked about, there's 2 ways to get into this program, really important. Number 1 is that you can ship it yourself. And a lot of times if you're shipping it yourself, you're probably just gonna be able to offer free 2-day shipping to the regions close to you. And number 2 is that you can use Deliverr, and that's the other option here. And so going into this, we're gonna go through a few different areas. Number 1 is we'll look at some case studies of some actual sellers who've been on this program. And keep in mind that a lot of these case studies are from sellers who came onto the program somewhere around Q4. So they've been on the program for around 3 months now. So you have a good amount of data around, okay, how have the initial sellers been doing on this program? Number 2 is kind of source from number 1, which is talking a little bit about the flywheel effect, how that impacts sales. And the third part is just going to be, how do you get started? How do you get onto this? What's the quickest way to get up and running? Because really, I mean, for a lot of you guys, especially if you're already on Zentail, you can get this up and running within a few weeks. So first, this was some of the data we collected across all the different verticals within Deliverr. And we found that on average, there's 156% sales boost across all the items on 2-day shipping. And so how do we calculate this? We measure orders per day, and we look at orders per day with the tag and orders per day without the tag. So as part of that, you can see certain verticals tend to perform better than other verticals. So for example, like health and beauty tends to perform better than double in sales. Like we're looking at a 3 or 4x increase in sales. If you look at like art supplies, or you look at listings with a lot of variance, it's going to be a little bit under 100% boost in sales. But when you average it out, you're looking at 156%. In the case studies, we're going to look at 4 case studies. We're going to look at the flywheel effect, and for that, we'll take a look at Earthwise bags. Then we're going to look at some sourcing techniques. We'll look at that with Redbox Retail. Third, we'll look at the ability to test and iterate on new SKUs, which will be Equinox International. And 4, we'll look at long tail versus short tail SKU selection for e-tails. All these case studies can be available on our website. If you go to our blog, filter by case studies, you can read all these more in depth, but we'll do kind of a snippet of each of them in here. So first, we're going to talk about Earthwise bags. And so Earthwise bags started out, they were a top 1,000 Amazon seller. So you can think like pretty established on Amazon, private label seller. So they sell grocery bags, and they came in completely new to Walmart. So, you know, their first listings, they were using Deliverr, they were using a listing tool, and they were completely net new to Walmart. And so for them, they went from, within 3 months, they went from 0 orders per month to 800 orders monthly. And so we'll talk about how that happened. And so as part of that, you know, when you kind of think about your growth on any marketplace, you have this flywheel effect where, you know, as you add 2-day shipping and you add more ad spend to your listings, you get better visibility. As you get better visibility on your listings, you get more sales. And then as you get more sales, it gives you more money to invest either in adding more items on 2-day shipping or ramping the ad spend. And you know, for those of you who are really experienced on the ad side for Amazon, you know, this might look pretty familiar. Now, what we saw with a lot of these Walmart sellers is that it's actually started getting magnified in that as you added more sales, not only did that give you more money to reinvest into adding more products on 2-day or investing more in ads, but this gave you more better sales index on your listings. And it also led to more reviews. So your listings ranked higher in search. And so as your listings ranked higher in search, that further augmented your visibility. And so you would see this really rapid growth from sellers, usually around month 3, month 4, on being on the program. That would be really, really cool to look at. And so we can look at this with Earthwise bags. So first month, they got everything up and running. So they put all their listings up on Walmart 2-day shipping. They put everything in Deliverr, and they got initial traction. And so, but the first month wasn't much. So it was like 69 orders that month. Second month, though, they started getting some initial reviews on their listings. And they also started getting onto the Walmart ads platform. So as part of this, we'll talk about every Deliverr seller will get access to the Walmart ads platform. And so in month 2, they did 346 orders monthly. And so you see quite a good boost. And so what we initially thought was, okay, this is going to be an account there. You see probably 300, 400 orders monthly, and that's going to kind of be it. But then you saw in the last month was this flywheel effect where now, since their listings were getting more sales, they're indexing higher on search, they're getting all these reviews, and then you would see something like this. So the search I have here is just looking for a grocery bag. And you can see all of these, all the stuff in the red box are all their items. And you can see they're showing up across the board here because their listings were starting to carry so much weight in Walmart search. And then what we saw month 4 is 800 orders monthly. So you really see a huge boost here, which was really impressive for this seller. And so, but for people watching, I think the biggest thing to take away from this is that, you know, this isn't a sprint, it's a bit of a marathon. So it'll take a few months to really get good data in terms of how well this is going. Moving on to that, we can talk about Red Fox Retail. So this one's really intriguing for people who are trying to think about, okay, what should my product sourcing strategy be? So the first you know, with Earthwise bags, they were a private label seller. So on that, you just kind of want to put your whole catalog on Walmart. For Red Fox Retailer, they're a reseller. And so you want to be very clever and very strategic about the SKUs that you decide to source. And as part of that, what we saw was a very interesting strategy where if you look at, Oral-B replacement toothbrushes, that is not owned by Walmart. Now, if you were to sell those on Amazon, you'd be competing against Amazon 1P. But on Walmart, the 1P selection is very different from the Amazon 1P selection. But you know that Oral-B replacement toothbrush heads is a very high volume search. And so what he did is he picked a very high volume search. He found that high volume search that doesn't have 2-day coverage because there's no ownership. None of that inventory is owned by Walmart, and very few sellers have access to 2-day shipping. And so he sourced those products, he put them in Deliverr, and he started capturing very high volume searches and was at the top of search right away. So immediately, you saw a 300% increase in sales. So this kind of introduces a strategy here for selling on Walmart with the idea of sourcing name brands that aren't in the 1P and 2-day selection. It's an enormous opportunity here on Walmart in that their 1P selection is very different from the Amazon 1P selection. Amazon has around 100 million products on Prime versus Walmart, which has around 2-3 million products on free 2-day shipping, and that's according to Marketplace Pulse. And so that presents a tremendous opportunity to sellers. And so I went out and I searched some name brands that you would think would be owned by Walmart, but they aren't. And so one was Method Soap. And so that presents a huge opportunity because there's going to be a lot of searches going to Method Soap. Then I searched Axe Shampoo, and that wasn't on free 2-day shipping. And that presents another opportunity for sellers who can source that. And then I kept searching. Skechers I saw, Nike shorts I saw, more health and beauty items I saw. So there are just a lot of items that you would expect to be on 1P on Walmart, but they're not. And that presents a really great opportunity for sellers who have access to this inventory to go put them in Deliverr, put them on 2-day shipping, and capture high volume searches on Walmart. Thirdly, we're going to go to Equinox International. And so Equinox International is one of the fastest growing sellers in the United States right now. And they're really big on Amazon, but now really kind of putting a concerted effort around Walmart. They have a team now looking at the Walmart side of things. And for them, they reached around a 4-figure sales per day within a month of working with Deliverr, around a 900% increase. And the way they did it, they kind of accelerated. We talked about, usually it looks like 3 months to get to scale. They kind of accelerated that to looking between 30 to 60 days. And the way they did that was the following. They really heavily used the ads product for Walmart, and they use it in conjunction with 2-day in a really unique way. So let's look at kitchen towels. So they go and they would source kitchen towels, and for that, they would put it on 2-day shipping. They would also put a lot of ad spend behind it, and they would do that for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then from there, they would go and they'd iterate from that. And they say, okay, this item looked really well, did very well, and if this item does very well, then they'd go and bring in another kitchen towel SKU. And then if that item does well, they'd bring in another kitchen towel SKU. And that's kind of how they did their sourcing. And from there, they had these very fast iteration periods where you'd go 3-4 weeks, and then they go and they source something new, 3-4 weeks, source something new, 3-4 weeks, bring in a new product. And that's how they were able to scale very quickly. So lastly, we're going to go into, okay, how do I go and get up and running with Deliverr and Zentail? And what are kind of those next steps? Because Sid kind of walked through, okay, these are all the steps that you're self-fulfilling that you need to go through. Step 1 is, making sure your account's eligible, then requesting access, then configuring which items you want to participate, applying those tags, and then managing orders or tracking performance. Great thing with using Deliverr is that it's similar to FBA in that all of this is all automatically done. So all you need to do is when you set up a Deliverr account and you go to fast tags and you say, I want to opt in to the Walmart free 2-day shipping program, you can do that just in your account and everything's automatically done from there. Also, once you send inventory to Deliverr, we're going to automatically show the 2-day badge on your listings once you have just turned it on in Deliverr. And so all this stuff's automatically done. Really the only thing is you have to manage customer service. So if a buyer comes in, they have a question on their products, that's something that you'd have to respond to. But everything else is already managed, already handled. So in terms of the steps, we've condensed everything into just 3 steps. Number 1 is to sign up and connect Deliverr to Zentail. We work with a lot of other integration tools as well, but definitely for sellers who are already on Zentail, this is really fast, really easy to get up and running with. Step 2 is to send inventory to Deliverr. This is going to be a very similar workflow to like FBA. So for sellers who Do a lot of FBA prep every day. You can use your same FBA prep team for Deliverr prep. And you're going to have to send to, 3-4 different locations. You can send on Deliverr's discounted rates, or you can send on your own rates, depending on whichever one you think is better. And additionally, you're going to need barcode requirements. You can send with Amazon barcodes on your items because we can accept those barcodes. So you really shouldn't have to change anything to inbound into Deliverr versus inbounding into FBA. Then you have to go to the fast tags piece. This is really important. So this tab sits right underneath the orders tab. And within here, you want to say opt into Walmart free 2-day shipping. And you can see some of the other programs we support, which we may talk about with Zentail at a later date as well. And then the last part is once you opt into the program, you're going to see orders come in. So 2-day shipping will appear on all of your listings. Then you're going to see the orders come in from Walmart, and they're going to be mapping to our Walmart 2-day rates. We're going to talk a little bit about the rates later on too. And it's really that simple. Everything works automated after you turn that on. Just make sure you have live listings on Walmart, and you're good to go. So with that, I'll hand it over to Zentail, to Michael G., who will talk a lot about the listing side of things, which definitely comes into play here.
Great. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Sid. I personally learned a lot from this webinar already, so it's been really educational, especially that piece on the flywheel effect, Michael. That was really informative and a really good visual for how positive strategies yield more positive results. Just a quick reminder for all of our listeners, please make sure to submit any questions you might have. We do have time at the end of this call to address them. Great. So far, we've learned about the user experience with the 2-day tag on Walmart and why that's valuable. We understand that Deliverr provides a great fulfillment solution for your inventory and orders and ensures access to this 2-day tag. In the e-commerce value chain, Zentail is the central system communicating between your sales channel like Walmart and your inventory and fulfillment system like Deliverr. And retailers and brands rely on Zentail to manage their product and listing data, pricing, and to have a complete picture of their inventory orders and analytics. Our mission is to make e-commerce simple. We do this by being hyper-focused on the e-commerce workflow and prioritizing the overall user experience. So first, I want to talk about our take on Walmart. Zentail has invested in the Walmart marketplace really early on. We first released our marketplace integration in mid-2016. It actually looks like we're sneaking up on our 3-year anniversary, so that's exciting. As a company, we regularly evaluate where to invest and who to invest in. So we're still very, very excited about Walmart for a few reasons. One, they're hyper-focused on the customer experience and repeat visits. We all saw the redesign of Walmart.com in early 2018 to create a cleaner and more modern digital shopping experience. This shows the shopper the most important info that they need to see when making their purchasing decision. Next is because of the expanding assortment. With the help of solutions like Zentail and maybe a few other reasons, Walmart.com has been growing their catalog well over 80 million products to date, and also because of the growth opportunity. E-commerce has been growing at a rate of 10 to 15% year over year for the past few years, and for those tuning in to Walmart's earnings call recently, they announced that they grew 43% in Q4. So we view Walmart.com as a great opportunity for growth and channel diversity for online retailers and brands. And finally, Walmart is the #1 marketplace for expansion that Zentail helps sellers expand to. Really, Walmart is its own marketplace. So what I mean by that is, unlike other marketplaces, Walmart is a true omni-channel retailer. This allows them to leverage some really creative improvements to the user experience, like the move late last year to enable the online marketplace purchases to be returned directly to a Walmart physical location. Also being their own marketplace, there are definitive differences when it comes to listing to and selling on Walmart versus Amazon or eBay or even your own website. Sellers must navigate new categories, required fields, different attributes for your products, and I'll talk about how Zentail addresses these challenges in just a few minutes. And finally, we're all familiar with the concept of a buy box. We've touched on it a bit in this webinar so far. And it's important to know that Walmart has its own considerations and formula for who to award the buy box to. We already understand that price is going to be considered, and we also know today that your fulfillment method and time, being able to fulfill within 2 days, are really important for winning that buy box. Great. So the point I was really hoping to get across earlier is that every forward-thinking retailer should be selling on Walmart. But like with any new channel or any new channel that you add, getting started requires the right strategy and tech. There may be other platforms out there promising to get you up on Walmart, but the reality is not everyone can do that efficiently or without you jumping through hoops to get every part of your operations connected. At Zentail, we're really committing ourselves to creating a simple, truly automated solution specifically for Walmart, which I'll dive into in the next couple of slides. So at Zentail, we take data integrity seriously. When sellers get started with us, they gain back control and visibility over their product data. Just to go over a few items really quickly, I want to highlight Zentail's smart type technology, which maps to the best categories on each channel and make sure that the correct and best attributes or item specifics are being used for each product. We've built views that expose products with missing information so you can quickly identify and take action on these products. We have critical issue notifications that let you know when you have problems with your data that need to be addressed to successfully list on each channel. And this is really, really valuable because it allows you to be proactive and have confidence that your listing will be will be created. And a few new tools that we've released in the past year include our quick edit view, a labeling system for SKUs, if you think of like a digital post-it note for your products, and a more flexible importing system. And all of these new features help sellers scale their business and build a really efficient workflow. All right, so Zentail has automation that handles inventory and order management. With order management, sellers can set rules to decide how they want to fulfill their orders. To give you an example, you may want to have Deliverr as your top priority warehouse. This way, when you get a Walmart order and you have available inventory at Deliverr and your local warehouse and maybe FBA, Zentail will know automatically to route that order to Deliverr so they can fulfill the order within the required service level. And all of this occurs within real time to ensure really quick communication. And you can get really creative with these order routing preferences. For example, we've seen workflows that prioritize warehouses based on package weight or labels, like those digital post-it notes that I mentioned earlier, that someone may have added to their SKUs. And then there's the inventory piece of it. This really comes into what you're making available on each channel. So for inventory, sellers can view, edit, and report on their inventory as well as decide what to make available on a per channel basis. So a really common use case for this is for sellers to just disable their FBA inventory for Walmart for really obvious reasons. So to talk about competitive pricing, Zentail is going to be regularly communicating your prices with Walmart. So with that, you can enroll specific products into our algorithmic repricer. And the way that we've built and designed our repricer for Walmart is to prioritize winning the buy box and then winning the buy box at the highest possible price and keeping your products published on Walmart.com, which is a really important piece. You could choose to use our repricer, or you could have universal pricing across your catalog for each channel. And you have the power and the flexibility to have channel-specific pricing within Zentail. We understand that sellers may have different costs per channel, or that maybe they may want to set up a sale for a specific period of time. So all that's available through Zentail's user interface, as well as import and export for some bulk actions. So next, I want to quickly review a case study of a seller that we work with. I'll just go over some really high-level notes here, and you can also visit our homepage, Zentail.com, to view more information and more details on this case study. Casena Nail Supply, they started selling online in 2013. They built operations that involved manually processing orders. I think they were up to about 50 orders per day coming in from eBay and their own website, and they were trying to manage about 1,700 products. The owner of the business identified that this current workflow really wasn't scalable and was preventing them from seeing further growth. So they partnered with Zentail in 2018, and worked with our implementation and success team to streamline their workflow and to figure out a operation that's a lot more scalable for their business. Working with Zentail, they've reduced the majority of the repetitive manual data entry tasks. I hope that speaks to a lot of the listeners today. It freed up the owner's time to work more closely with their suppliers and their partners. And within 3 months of partnering with Zentail, they saw sales more than double in volume year over year, and e-commerce revenue now made closer to 50% of their total company sales, which is really exciting for a company transitioning from a traditional brick and mortar business model to online. Going further, the company was able to scale their catalog. It more than doubled to over 3,400 items using Zentail's Smart Types tool. And today they handle their entire operations workflow within Zentail, providing the team over their tools and visibility and analytics to easily manage their business. Being able to create kits and bundles with Zentail with their inventory allows them to achieve higher average order value through a more diversified product assortment with higher profit margins. And utilizing Zentail's buy box repricer allows them to win the buy box over 60% of the time within a really competitive category. And this is a fantastic quote for us to put up there, that they currently pay more for Zentail than their previous services because they did use other solutions before coming to Zentail, but the value is so much greater. So by working with our team, implementing a really efficient process, leveraging the tools available, they were able to grow their business significantly and gain much more value out of our solution. And moving forward, companies like Casena Nail Supply are partnering with both Zentail and Deliverr to add another vehicle of growth to their Walmart sales by enabling the 2-day shipping tag. And Michael is going to be able to talk a little bit further about some of the promos currently available.
Sorry. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about some of the promos here. Going forward, I mean, the first thing is special pricing for Walmart free 2-day shipping. So we have a special Walmart rate, and that's really important that, you know, when you're looking at the certain items and you go into our cost calculator, which we should have a link at the end of this. If you go to deliverr.com, look at cost calculator, you can see the rates for all of your items in there. Just put in your ASIN and it'll tell you what the Walmart 2-day rate is. It's really important that you look at the Walmart 2-day rate, not at the standard rates. The Walmart 2-day rate is special for this program. These rates are highly competitive. If you were to compare them to like Amazon multi-channel fulfillment rates, we're around 40% less than that. And so, you know, some people have questions about selling items that are $20 or so. We have a lot of sellers who do sell $20 items. We have sellers who go all the way down to $15 items, and they're able to make the margins work. It obviously depends on, you know, how well you can source and at what cost you can source, and, you know, are you sourcing in bulk or are you sourcing kind of individual units? And but anyway, these rates really help in terms of, you know, making sure your listings are competitive and, you know, really compelling to the buyer. Second piece is that every Deliverr seller gets access to Walmart's performance ads. This is a huge component. We talked a lot in this presentation about the flywheel effect, about growing on the Walmart platform, and how it's really kind of a marathon. You know, you're looking at 3 months to really get good data on this. And Walmart performance ads are a huge piece to that. And, you know, this is adding ad spend, combining that with 2-day shipping. That's really kind of a working model here. And can really be powerful. And you know, after that, for Q&A, you can email info@deliverr.com, or you can also email support@zentail.com. And finally, if you had questions around the program overview, you had questions for self-fulfilling, what that looks like, here's the Walmart piece, which talks a lot about that, and all the resources that you would have to that you can visit. Here was the cost calculator we're talking about in the Deliverr pricing. For Zentail pricing, please contact Zentail, and they can give you more information on that. So with that, let's open it up to questions. I'll start reading a few of the questions out here, and some were pretty interesting. One was, can I set up free 2-day shipping over $35? And we'll kind of talk a little bit about that. So for the 1P owned inventory, as many of the sellers are probably aware, free 2-day shipping only applies at a threshold of $35. But for third-party sellers, there is no $35 threshold. So if it only is profitable for you at $35, what I'd suggest is pricing your item at $35, then offering free 2-day shipping on it, or just not offering free 2-day shipping. There are a few other questions here in terms of, how do I afford free 2-day shipping and those pieces. And we talked a lot about that, where, it really kind of comes down to, your margins and what makes the most sense for you as a business. Certain sellers have been able to make it work. Like I mentioned, we've seen sellers offer free 2-day shipping on items that are $15, potentially even $12. And then, and that's been fairly profitable for them. But each seller is different. Their business model is different. Their balance sheet's a little bit different. So there's a few questions here on Zentail pricing. Anything, Michael, do you want to touch on that?
One more thing to add on there, Michael. So there's also the option, to offer special packages or bundles. So in case you have products that can be sold as packs, that's one way of also meeting the minimum in terms of $35 if you want to get your per item cost higher.
Yeah, you could bundle. We have a lot of sellers doing 2 packs, 3 packs. That's pretty popular. And then, Michael, you want to talk about the Zentail pricing a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We have really value-based pricing for our users. The best way to continue that discussion is to shoot us a quick email at hello@zentail.com, and then one of our account executives can follow up with you directly and get the process rolling.
And then another question we have, okay, so we have some questions for Deliverr here. Okay, we have a few questions on Deliverr. First question was about product compliance. Have you found a way to ship products that include batteries yet? No, we have not, Natalie. We're working on that. It's going to happen this year. We're determined to get it by Q4 so that you can have all of your electronics in Deliverr. It's coming, but not yet there. We'll keep you updated on that when we get closer to that. We had another question here, which was kind of intriguing, where it's like, how do you connect Deliverr to Zentail? What you would do is you would sign up on Deliverr. This is given you already have a Zentail account. You would sign up on Deliverr, and then we'll prompt you to say, okay, what's the integration tool you're using? And from that dropdown, select Zentail. And then it'll just walk you through a few steps. You just pretty much, it's really quick. The Zentail team was great about making this a super easy integration. We've had sellers on Zentail onboard in like 30 seconds to a minute. And so you'll just put in your Zentail credentials, and then all of your products from Zentail will import into Deliverr. And there's a question on cutoff times here. Amazon has seller fulfilled Prime starts on Wednesday at 11 a.m. and uses the weekend to be able to ship first class. Do you and then Steven's asking about cutoff times on that. So in terms of the cutoff times for the Walmart 2-day shipping program, it's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think Sid can confirm that. And then 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Same day shipping. Is that correct, Sid?
It's actually 2 p.m. local time for the time zone that you're in.
Okay, 2 p.m. local time. Okay, that's good to know, because it's 2 p.m. local time if you're self-fulfilling. If you're using Deliverr, it would be 2 p.m. Eastern Time, because we have just standardized it across all of the sellers. And that is one of the parts around opting into the 2-day program. We do not include, this does not include weekends or anything like that. It's 2-day shipping, including business days.
So there's a question around the buy box logic that someone is asking, what is the buy box logic? So we're unable to share that, but basically there's several different factors that go into determining what, how you show up on the buy box. And going back to the presentation, having 2-day shipping and also Walmart performance ads are 2 ways to kind of improve your performance and showing up there, in addition to the other standard things that you do on other sites as well. Those 2 things actually have shown significant bumps in terms of buy box prominence. So that's something to keep in mind.
And then there's a question around Deliverr integrations. So we have a lot of different integrations. Zentail is one of them. You can use other, if you're on ChannelVisor, you can use ChannelVisor. You could use SellReady if you need to. It really kind of is up to you in terms of what tool you're using. The biggest thing is that we're flexible. And so, being flexible, you can, there's a lot of different ways to connect into Deliverr. We also have a direct integration with Walmart if you'd like to use that as well. It really just kind of comes down to what's the easiest process for you.
Yeah, and it's probably fair to say, Michael, that Zentail is your favorite integration out of all of them, right?
No, but I mean, I really like some of the things on here. I mean, I really like, I think each one depends on the type of seller, right? So for a seller, like on the case study you mentioned, for a seller with like 1,500 products, it makes a lot of sense, because for that, you need a lot of listing management. You need to do some of the buy box management. You need PO management. So for bigger sellers with larger catalogs, Zentail's a really good option there. I think a lot of times sellers look at this and they're like, oh, I'm just going to go with the cheapest integration option. And I don't know if that's always the best way to look at it. Kind of look at, okay, what are your needs, and make sure you invest in kind of the integration tool before you make a decision, because I've seen a lot of sellers underinvest in that, and then it's always, it's always a headache when, you don't know that a listing's unpublished, or you don't know that you're losing the buy box, all that kind of stuff. So make sure to invest in that. Make sure to think it through. Look at all the different options before you make a decision. And then a question about, I'm using one listing tool and I want to switch to another listing tool connected to Deliverr. Contact support at Deliverr. You can also file a form, and then they'll go and manually switch you over. There's no way to do that within the user interface, but there's a way to do that. Any questions here, Michael, that you'd like to take? Michael G.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of them. It was pretty thorough. I'm really sorry if we have a lot of questions coming in. So if I missed someone's question that they're just dying to have answer, please follow up with us directly at hello@zentail.com, and we can have a conversation moving forward.
There's one interesting one here where we have, can I only fulfill 2-day shipping on Deliverr and the rest of my ship method merchant fulfilled using Zentail? Yes, you can, John. Super easy to do that. That is the most popular use case. So you only want like top sellers in Deliverr, and then for the long tail of your SKU selection, merchant fulfilling that. That's why, tools like Zentail are awesome in that they help that routing. They help you figure out, okay, I'm just going to do this in pieces. Very similar like FBA. You're going to put your top sellers in FBA, and then for the long tail of SKU selection, you're either going to do that via dropship, or you're going to do that via you're just going to fulfill out of your own warehouse. Sid, anything out here that you'd want to connect on that we missed? I want to make sure we got everyone's questions.
No, I was kind of looking through it as well. I think we've pretty much covered all the questions that are on the QA.
Sweet. All right, guys. I think that's everything. And then if you have any other questions, here we have some of the information for Deliverr, and then for Zentail, and then we have any additional information for on the Walmart side. Thanks so much, guys, for attending. Really appreciate it, and hope to see you guys selling soon on the 2-day program across all three of us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks all.